Alright, Merry me everybody, it's Javen Nightshade here. I'm doing a different video. My Herbs 101 videos are late. I have been at work all week. That's all I've been doing. My Herbs 101 videos I'll be doing tomorrow since I have a day off. And I personally feel that in my herb videos it's lacking a lot of substance and a lot of information. So I want to make sure that the next few herbs that I do is going to be chock full of history and information behind that herb. So without further ado, I'm getting on to this video, which is a subscriber requested video. I even had a subscriber private message me. So, onwards. This topic is, why is it that sometimes when they put a lot of attention or a lot of thought into a spell, it doesn't want to manifest? Okay, so I thought about this. There are a couple of factors that need to be put into play when it comes to casting a spell. I don't know if every witch does proper timing, astrological workings, numerology workings. Oh, that's Maleficent. Sorry, my cat's in heat. So if you hear her meowing, never mind. Don't mind that. But anyway, and what I mean by this is you need to know what phase of the moon is in, what planets, based on what spell you're working, or where the moon, what sign the moon is in astrology. What sun is what sign is the sun in? What hour are you casting? What hour is ruled by that planetary? What is that planetary hour? What is the day that you're doing the spell? What energy does that day present for that spell? And you also have to sometimes consider the numerology aspect behind your spell. What I mean by that is how many herbs, how many crystals, how many candles also play effects in your spell work. I'm trying to think. For example, if you're trying to do a spell for balance, I would just use a candle and one stone, because those are two items. Two items represent duality and balance, and so forth. For example, if you want to do a spell relating to diets and health, you would cast a spell when the moon is in Virgo. If you're doing it for a diet, you would do it while the moon is waning. If you're doing it specifically to just gain your health and whatnot, you would do it during the waxing moon, etc., etc. Or if you're trying to cast a spell for increased confidence, you're going to want to cast that spell during when the moon is in Leo, moon or sun is in Leo, and you're going to want to cast that during the waxing moon, and you're going to want to cast that with most likely in Jupiter when it's on Thursday or on Tuesday for Mars. But then again, also don't listen to me. If your intuition tells you otherwise, don't listen to what I tell you. Now, why sometimes spells don't manifest. I don't know what everyone's belief system are, but I do believe that the goddess and God, or the universe, is busy. It's like a huge, gigantic customer service desk. They can't answer everyone's calls. They can't, or the universe can't get to everyone at the same time. They're busy. So sometimes when you cast a spell, it's not being sent out to the universe because it's too damn busy. Or sometimes I do believe in destiny, and some spells aren't meant to be. Like, for example, if you cast a spell to get a job and you don't get that job, someone else does. That just simply does not mean that your spell failed. That simply means that it was just not meant to be. That other person was meant to get the job, and etc. and etc. Now, I know some people get discouraged when their spells don't seem to work. It's not that your spell is not working, it's just that it's not meant to be. It's not playing out the way it is. It might play out a different way, but not the way you wanted it. That's the other part about magic too, is that when you cast spells, it's not always going to have the outcome you want. It's a little unpredictable and a little bit chaotic. That's the only thing, and that's the beauty of magic. It can't really truly be controlled. So which is why it's always advised that you're being careful what you're sending out, because you don't know exactly how it's going to play out. So I hope that this video helped out. I would recommend, like I said, getting into more of astrology. Well, you don't need to know the divining part of astrology, but I would incorporate astrology into your spellcasting, like knowing the specific planetary influences, the days, and maybe a little bit more about numerology, into incorporating in the moon phases to plan out your spells better and give them a little bit of oomph when you want to cast them. So that's pretty much it for this video. Until next time, merry part and blessed be.